Hi, you're listening to the Chasing Tone podcast. I'm Travis.
I'm Max.
I'm Brian.
Yeah, but that song at the beginning, I remember I said I had a funny story about that.
Yeah.
It's not real funny, but it's kind of funny. When we were in the studio recording that, when we were recording that tune, my bass player was having a hard time with the timing of it for some reason. So he asked me, keep in mind, the song's been written forever, and everything is tracked, and he's overdubbing the bass. The drums, everything's tracked.
It's all about the bass.
It is all about the bass. He looks at me, he's like, man, I'm having a hard time. Can you change that riff? He was serious as a heart attack. He was like, can you just change that riff? I'm like, that would change. Everything would have to be recut. Everything. The drums, everything. So I looked at him and said, no. Do you want me to play it? And then he was like, oh, I'll learn it.
Don't you dare
don't ever tell a bass player that you could teach him apart. No way.
Learn this and order me a pizza.
Yeah. So it was when it went to the F. He didn't like that part. But okay. Did you just say F that?
Yeah. F no, F that.
Yeah.
So then I stabbed a guy.
Yeah.
So I saved Christmas.
Yeah. What's your other one? Then I stabbed a guy, and that's how I saved Smurf Village.
Yeah. The Smurf Village.
Okay. So you were talking about something before. I said something. That's redneckery.
Something.
Hash brown redneckery. Right? No?
Sure.
Okay, whatever.
I like redneckery. I'd wear a t-shirt that said that.
You what?
I'd wear a t-shirt.
Oh, you'd wear
It
it?
said hashtag redneckery?
Redneckery.
Redneckery.
As long as they're having stars and bars, I can't have that on a t-shirt.
Stars and bars?
Yeah, the rebel flag thing. I don't want no stars and bars. There's only one flag with stars and bars. That's American flag.
It's true.
It's true.
But anyway, here we are like 2 minutes into this thing, and we haven't even mentioned anything to do with guitar.
No, we talked about the opening riff.
Oh, yeah, but that's guitar, right? You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
So if this is the first time that you've heard this podcast, this is what you have to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
If you don't like it, just turn it off now. It's not going to get any better at all.
Do not tell us you wasted 30 minutes.
At the 40-minute mark.
It doesn't get better from here.
But it doesn't get worse.
But it doesn't get worse.
Right. So you were talking about something. I'm not going to say something. You're talking about something.
Well, last week we talked about how to get like the best results with your pedals that you got now. So not necessarily like how to buy a Wampler pedal and get better tone.
Right.
It's more like you have pedals. Let's figure out why you may or may not like them, or maybe how you could use them different.
Well, if it's a DS1, turn that tone control almost all the way off, and then turn it clockwise until it starts to suck, and then go back down a little bit.
Or just unplug it.
Right?
Chuck it out the window.
Actually, yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things with a stock DS1 is actually to use it on a dirty amp, like a tube screamer.
Okay, does it tighten it up and everything?
It does. It gets really loud and hissy and stuff, but it's very fluid. It's Joe Satriani trick. I call that my Joe Satriani tone.
I figured out how to make a DS1 sound good with a pair of fingernail clippers.
What?
Yeah, fingernail clippers will make the DS1 sound way better.
What are you talking about?
You just open it up, you take out D1 and D2.
Oh, the diodes.
Yeah, the diodes of it. That pedal sounds actually pretty good.
Because
Just close my eyes, that's all you need. 30
But you can tell us why. A lot of people like that stuff, man.
Sure.
Like, I mean, it goes over a lot of people's heads.
Technically speaking.
Push the glasses up in the middle.
Fix my pocket protector.
So what you're doing, okay. Let me dumb this down to 6th grade level here. So basically you have a signal. It goes into an op amp, and the level jumps way up.
Real quick, an op amp basically just boosts your signal, right?
Yeah.
In lay terms.
It's a gain stage. So
Okay.
it's a volume boosting stage.
Okay.
So then after that, you're like, all right, well, somehow we got to get distortion. So then you put clipping diodes in there, and then that makes the distortion sound because it clips the signal.
Okay.
And so what Max is talking about is taking those diodes out, and the distortion you'll get is from pushing that op amp too hard.
Okay. So like a tube screamer?
No, because the tube screamer has diodes in it too.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yep, so it's kind of like, it's the same kind of idea of pushing a 12AX7 too hard, where it's clipping, but it doesn't sound as good as a 12AX7, generally, unless... Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
Our Euphoria. Center mode, that's op amp clipping.
Okay, yeah, that's the
So-
mode I use.
Right. A lot of guys love that mode.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's just not real compressed. It's a little more open. And it's not super fuzzy. It's just a
Right, it's just a
right.
Yeah, good
So I mean,
sound.
there's different ways of clipping the circuit.
So what you're saying is a Euphoria is a DS1.
That's exactly. Yeah. It's clone part for part of DS1.
My
Yeah.
explanation is way more easy than that.
What
You
is
like went through like all this stuff, and I'm like, this is fingernail clipper. This is clip, done.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
no, I
so
mean,
you got-
I'm not gonna lie. I like hearing that stuff, you know. And we've had requests. A lot of people want to hear more tech talk. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, because obviously I'm not that tech minded. But can't you use LEDs as a diode?
yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that one.
And is it safe to? It's called a LDR whenever it's okay. What is it like? Sometimes I think one of your pedals, and I don't. It's discontinued now, or it's a different version. But basically, the harder you hit it, the brighter that LED would shine, and that determined something. Is that
Okay,
right?
so yes, Robert Keeley did a like a mod. A lot of guys have now, but we're like on a DS1.
You didn't use it for clipping.
I'm trying to think. I may have had a pedal that used diodes for used LEDs for clipping. I don't think I've ever had one sticking out like the Sing I'm on or anything though.
Well, no. The pedal I'm talking about. I'll just say it because it's something you've discontinued, and I may be completely wrong, but I thought on your first version of the Fotape Echo you did something like that, didn't you?
Okay, yeah, that wasn't clipping though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, you can do so.
I was using the LED as in a different way to control the fluctuations of the echo.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Is that
No,
bad
no.
to give
you're-
that away?
No. That's. I mean, it's all you got to do is go to free stomp boxes and download the schematics. So.
There you go. Okay.
you guys
but-
are smart.
SMRT.
SMRT. No, I just looked on a forum like, I wonder if that works. Clip.
It does.
It sure does.
But no, the thing is I thought that was interesting because I think it was Joe that was telling me that. He
Just
said,
Hillcraft? Yeah.
now, is that what LDR, is that what senses that?
Okay, LDR is basically an LED,
Okay.
and it's like, let's say it's in one chip. Okay.
Okay.
So half of that chip is going to be an LED.
Okay.
The other half is a resistor that's looking at the LED. So whenever it gets brighter,
It senses that.
it senses that and changes the resistance.
Right. So is that what's used in Univibes?
Yes.
Right.
Sometimes. Or
The four
a
things that
type.
stick.
It could be a bulb with that type of resistor that
Okay,
senses light.
so that's all that is. The thing that sticks up, that surrounds the light bulbs, those four things, those are LDRs,
Those
right?
are LDRs, yeah.
And that's-
Light dependent resistor, I think.
Ah, there you go. Okay, so now basically, those are, I didn't know those were resistors.
Yes.
That's cool. I mean, it makes sense now. So, yeah, see, I like the tech stuff, man. I just, I don't know a
So
lot
what you
about
want to
it.
do is take all your pedals apart and put LDRs in each resistor. Make it sound a million times better.
It'll
I
make
don't
it
recommend
sound.
that.
It'll make it sound. That's
Especially
for
not
sure.
your Wampler pedals, because then people will be emailing me and I can't help them.
And then they get mad. Yeah.
I got a phone call. Fingernail clippers won't work with every pedal. just the boss.
I just
DS1.
started clipping everything out of my pedals.
Don't
and it
start
quit
cutting
working.
stuff out. I wasn't even really sure how it worked. I'm just happy that it did.
Although there is a popular mod on one of your most popular pedals that you can clip something out and it sounds great, but I don't want to.
don't
wanna
say it. Don't say it. Because then I'll get emails about people trying this, and then it won't work. And then that's
You know what
more
I'm
of a-
talking about,
just don't. No.
It's the one on the
Moving
bottom
on.
far right.
Of what?
Of the
Of the left side
No,
or
no,
the-
no, no, no. If you open up the back of this pedal,
You're just
the-
gonna have
no,
to
no, here you go.
do it.
No,
no.
don't,
If you open up
Travis,
the back of this
no.
pedal, the cap at the bottom far right.
Oh,
If you clip that
you're
sucker out-
talking about the.
Don't.
If you
I'm
clip
just gonna
that
forward them
out,
to you
it
guys.
makes it a little darker, right?
No.
It
It
takes
takes clip
away-
it out. Yeah, it does make it darker.
It
Yep,
takes
yep.
away some of the high end. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just gonna forward those emails to you because I'm not dealing with those. Absolutely not.
He didn't
That's
say what
when
pedal.
people tell me it's too bright, I first of all make sure. Okay, let me just go back up.
Okay.
Train backing up here. We're talking about the ego compressor. Okay, so here's the
Can you blur stuff out? No good on video.
you might bleep that part out. So if
You can't bleep that out. Oh,
I want you to
it's the
blur
ego
out
compressor.
And after you break it, email Max at wamplerpedals.com.
No,
So anyways,
absolutely not.
He handles all our warranty information.
I do not. Nope, I quit. That's it. No, I don't really quit. But,
make sure you write him long, detailed explanations
With a lot of questions.
and
So
ask
help
him
me.
everything that doesn't have to do with guitar pedals. And you know what? Just call him. Just call him.
So help me
him,
God,
man.
if you guys use fingernail clippers, screw up your eco compressor, you're on your own.
Now, that does void the warranty, so don't
Does.
do that.
It totally does. Yes.
But anyway, so a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I've
Yeah,
heard people say, "Wow, that compressor's really bright." I'm like, "Well, what are you using?" And they'll say a bunch of true bypass pedals, and I'll say,
Right.
"Okay, well, how long are your guitar cords?" Well, I got one at like 15 and one's like a 20. And so I say, take a patch cable and plug your guitar into your amp and see how bright it is. And they're like, "Wow, that's really bright." And I'll say, "You need a buffer." So that
Yeah.
compressor is
Buffer's
acting like a
unbaffled,
buffer.
but,
Right.
so-
Yeah, you're right. Because a lot of times, what's something that's way off track. But it's totally gear related
Sure,
though.
go for it.
So, I'll let you finish up there, or is that?
So anyways, I was saying is if you still feel like, because it does have a tone control on it, so if you still feel like you want it darker, technically yes, there is a cap that can be clipped out or removed. But if you clip it out wrong, you'll destroy the circuit board and probably the trace, and it won't work anymore.
Right.
And in that case, we would actually have to charge you for the price of a new circuit board, which is like half the price of a pedal. So.
I gotta real quick though, and you know what? I'm gonna say it because it shows your human side and not your business side. It's your joke side. This guy.
I'm scared.
He says something. He
I know
emails in. He says, "Hey man," and he was like really, really upset. He was like, "Dude, my faux spring reverb, man, it doesn't work anymore, and it smells like burning." And I'm like, "What would you plug into it?" And he was like, "Positive center pin, da 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 da." And I was telling you about it. You're like, "Oh, simply just email him back and thank him for the purchase of his new faux spring reverb."
That was teasing.
Yeah, of course you're teasing. It was a total joke.
The
hooked
problem is, when you use
Yeah,
the
we
wrong
hooked the
power
guy up.
supply, it will.
it fried his pedal.
You'll
but-
let the factory smoke out, as
Yeah,
you say.
exactly. And it's unfortunately, I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, it was totally that dude's fault. It's in the owner's manual, but
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I don't know if you've been there, but I've been there. Like, let's say, like you have the line sticks or
Oh,
something
yeah.
that uses a different power, and you're just moving stuff around, and you put the wrong one in the wrong hole for a second. You're like, "Oh
Yeah.
crap!"
well,
And still,
being
sometimes-
completely honest, this is not even a joke. I've told you, like, the last time you saw my board, there's a Boss RV5 or RV2 or something on it, and you're like, "Why do you have that?" I was like, "Because I plugged wrong power supply into my Wampler." I totally did, dude. It was for like a Boss drum machine kind of thing or something.
Yeah.
I plugged it in and I hit it once and it goes pop. I
Yeah.
was like, son of.
well,
did that to my
and the thing
roadster.
is, once you plug it in, I mean, there's power going to it, even if the pedal's off.
Right.
So
Yeah. What were you getting there?
I almost did that to my Rotosphere the other day. I was
To what?
my Rotosphere, my
Oh, Rotosphere.
yeah, I thought you said Roster.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did
Rotosphere.
What's a Roster?
Enunciate monkey. No, I had a Rotosphere, and I get this new cool pedal board from the guys that work for my wedding. Yeah, Blackbird, way to go.
Yeah,
But,
that's a great
it's-
looking pedal board.
It's
too.
awesome. Yeah, it's super sexy. But anyways, this pedal, this Rotosphere, it uses 12 volts AC and not DC. And I only have a DC brick. I'm like, what are those? No, it won't work.
No, don't
Did you
try
tear it up?
No,
Oh,
no.
you didn't.
Yeah,
do
I
it
almost
yet?
did it. I was getting ready to connect it. I was like, I might because it doesn't say on the pedal. I'm like, I better read the instruction manual.
I may have an 18 volt.
Well, I have a
AC.
cable for it, but like I need like a power source that I can just plug it into, so I don't have like a big lunky.
Oh, you mean
Board.
on your board?
On
so
the
you don't
board
have to
itself,
plug,
yeah.
that's rough, man.
I found one, but I need them to send me a free one, or else I can't use it.
Who is it?
T-Rex makes one called the Chameleon.
T-Rex.
T-Rex. I need a
Makers
power
of
supply.
fine power supplies and guitar pedals.
Yep.
Please send one to Max.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. If you don't send it to me, I can't use it. I'm sorry.
If you don't send me one, I will never use it.
And T-shirts.
Yeah,
You guys get all the cool T-shirts. I
What
don't
are you
get.
talking about? Cool T-shirts.
You get like a Pinnacle shirt.
That's
Evidently-
because I worked with the guy that designed it.
Yeah, I work for the company that represents.
To be fair, I don't even have one of those.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
He doesn't.
I
I
really
thought you
don't.
did.
Logan has the other one.
Oh, Nogan. Nogan too.
No, yeah, and Logan quit. He took the shirt and ran.
Oh man,
But
I need some cool T-shirts. If you guys are listening, you own a company.
Lotus gave us T-shirts. I need to Lotus Pedals. I forgot to wear your shirt. I'm so sorry, dude. I will wear your shirt next episode. He gave you a shirt, right?
No, of course not. I
Did
don't
you
get
go
any-
talk to him?
No.
Well, you gotta.
We
You
got
gotta.
sure sometimes I put them up at the table up there for anybody to grab as.
But they never have them in big boy size.
See, that's the problem.
We got like in small and
Yeah,
medium.
they see Brian. They're like, oh, we need to send out mediums.
We need to send out the kid size.
We need to send out the mediums.
Yeah, just cut 2 of those and sew them together. It's cover me.
We can ask the ladies to sew them together.
Could.
You know what
Right?
we could do? We could just stretch them a bunch.
I was thinking about just wearing it anyways. I actually did that. I think for
Instagram.
Instagram.
Just have, like,
That was
the
a
shirt
woman's
come up
shirt,
there,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like a baby Huey shirt. That'd be hilarious.
I did it for an Instagram. I think it was. You can go like look through our Wampler Instagram page. There's this like spaghetti strap tank top, and I had Wampler and like little tiny bejewels or whatever they're called.
Bedazzled. Or
Bedazzled, yeah. So I just like put it on, stretched it out, and the logo went from like this big to like this big. I mean, like it almost tripled. It was like the Grinch's heart on Christmas. It just got huge. And the one went up to here. I seriously walked around the office for like 20 minutes and just drinking coffee. Like, what's up, ladies? Something to
By
do.
ladies, he means Kathy.
Yeah. I don't think. I think it was just me, you, and Logan at the time.
I wasn't here.
I think
Oh,
Carla
no.
was here, wasn't she?
No, huh? This
No,
wasn't
yeah,
that long.
Sherry was here, yeah.
Sherry was here. Yeah.
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 Sherry's our other office lady. For those listening, don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. If you call in, she's the front line, right?
She's a nice, helpful voice in the beginning. So you
Yeah.
had to talk to me. It's like, what are you talking? I can't understand you. It's 12
Enunciate.
o'clock in the afternoon. Why are you drunk? I'm not drunk. I just mumble.
That's what you say. I'm in a different time zone. Don't judge me.
What is your name? John Smith.
Yeah. I have a new alias.
Do you really?
It's when I play bass.
It's not better than Little Caesar.
No, that's an epilepsy joke, and it's true. I'm epileptic, and I told Max that if I was a rapper, my name would be Little Seizure.
Perfect.
You're allowed to make fun of it
Right.
if you
just
have
like
the problem.
Max, just like Max, he's a cancer survivor from melanoma, and he said he should name his band Melanoma Max and the Cancer Kids.
It'd be my entourage.
That'd be-
Cancer kids.
oh yeah, and that's a joke that we can't make.
Right. You can.
You can-
'cause
you
you've-
can make
you've,
that.
You've beat
Well,
it.
you can make
so.
it. It's hilarious.
No, we can't. Trust me, I'm not going there.
No.
Okay, so remember, like I don't know, 8 minutes ago when I said, "Hey, I have a question."
Yeah.
Let's get back to that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what led to that was you said, yeah, you probably need a buffer,
Yep.
and what you were saying was, a lot of times people think that their signal's too bright when what actually happens is your signal is being buffered,
And you're not used
and
to
you're
it.
not used to that.
Right.
Okay, so I have a question. Something happened to me that way, and I'm wondering if it was the same thing, or if it's just. I think it's completely different. But I got a wireless system. I got the new the Line 6. I can't remember which one I got. It was like G30 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's digital, right?
Probably.
And yeah, it doesn't work off the.
It's pretty hard to broadcast a signal in analog anymore.
Yeah, right. The UHF. Well, yeah, that's how you used to do it, right? UHF or
Yeah,
something
I mean,
like that.
yeah. I mean, I say it's pretty hard. It's not the best way to do it with today's
Not
technology.
anymore, right? Exactly. But it used to happen, sir.
TV that had UHF.
Yeah. No. And a great movie with Weird Al. No? Nothing?
Get
You've never
that,
seen that movie?
I have not.
Oh my gosh, that's the best movie ever. Have you ever seen it?
We need. You know what we need, Nogan? Hey, Nogan. You know what we need? We need someone to count the time, how many times we go off topic per episode.
No way.
46.
This has one of those little clickers like at a bar when you walk in.
Dude, I could sit here. I could sit here and quote so many lines. You've probably heard me quote lines from UHF. I just assume you knew they were lines from UHF. So you're gonna watch that and be like, well, Travis isn't funny. He's just ripping those lines off. You know?
But give you credit though when you do take a line. Either one, you give credit, or two, it's so obscure. Like I'll be like, I've known you for like 7 years, and like, I forgot what the line was the other day. Like I was watching like an episode of a sitcom. It was
Oh,
like,
I know what it was. I know exactly what it
I
was.
can't remember what it
It's
was.
the King of Queens. I always said it was my
Yeah.
favorite pickup line. You go up to a chick
yes.
and you say, I don't know if you follow professional roller derby or not, but I'm Travis Feaster.
He used this line, and I was like, I've known this guy forever, like 7 years. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. So I'm texting him. I was like, dude, King of Queens. He didn't even finish it. He's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, dude, I didn't make that up. You know?
Like, that's so awesome, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've made up some funny stuff. I mean, look, I'm hilarious, but no,
Sure.
you're supposed to laugh at that. See, I'm not hilarious, but no, yeah. I don't write my own original material. You know, I have writers for that. Bean counters. I got bean counters. For
Right
that.
a line, monkey.
Anyway, the digital
Wireless
line
system.
6, yeah. So I noticed it has this cool thing on it, man. It's like a cable length simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you seen it?
I've seen it. I haven't played through one. But I've seen
So
it.
like, I plugged the thing. Is it possible for that to buffer your signal or no?
I'm sure it is. it
Okay,
is.
so that's what was happening then, because I plugged it in, and I mean, I got a looper on my board, and stuff's true bypass, yeah, whatever.
Right.
But I'd hate to know how many feet of cable I have going, because I have, when you have a looper, you have to go in and out of each one, to the
Right.
pedal, to the looper, then that, so it's a pain. But
Yeah, one pedal board has like 40 feet of cable.
yeah, just
back
the
and forth.
board, yeah, and then you add 20 feet to your amp, 20 feet to your guitar, whatever.
Right.
Well, not with a wireless system, but so I was probably buffering my signal.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
But with that cable length simulator, I don't know how it does it, but dude, I switched it and it sounded just like my tone without the wireless system.
Really?
There's no difference.
Wow.
And I mean,
Well done, Line 6.
yeah, they killed it, dude. It was great. There's literally no difference. So if you ever want a wireless system, I really suggest those. And if you want to send me a free T-shirt, Line 6, not Max though. I wear a large.
Yeah, I'd love to try one of those wireless systems, Line 6. We just need two, one for me and Travis. So.
Right.
I'm not asking for much here. I need a power supply and a T-shirt.
Although at this,
And a Stratocaster from Charles Whitfield.
yeah.
Well, that goes without saying, but I'm never gonna get that ever.
This episode is sponsored by Whitfield Guitars.
Everybody else has one but me.
Get your Stratocaster right
That's
here.
why I don't
That's
have
your
one.
Max.
It's like we only had two. I gave one to Travis. I'm sorry, Max.
I worked for that guitar.
What do you think I do? I'm answering all the emails you guys say. Yeah, you took this diode out and monkey.
So it is possible for that thing to be buffering my signal.
I'm sure it is, man. Yeah.
But yeah, that cable link simulator, man, it sounds exactly, because I was like, no way. Because I'd try it and then I'd undo it and it sounded exactly the same. Really.
There's some pretty bright guys working at Line 6.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that's what they do though. I mean, they're into the digital stuff and that's what they do. They're great at it.
Right. I think
Yeah.
doesn't George Trips work there? Isn't he like one of
Way
the
huge.
Isn't that part of?
That's
Line 6,
part
or is
of-
that Dunlop.
I think that's part of Dunlop. Yeah, I think George Trips does the Way Huge stuff, right? No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't remember which company that was a subsidiary of.
Yeah.
It's Dunlop, though, right?
Right,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, that's
Sorry.
definitely Dunlop.
My fault.
Because
I
you
take that
got
back.
the
You got the Aquapus.
yeah, you got the Aquapus,
Pretty
right?
cool.
Yeah, the good folks. The good folks at Dunlop sent you an Aquapus.
Mr. Brian Keogh.
Brian Kehoe.
Brian
yeah.
Keogh hooked me up.
Yeah, he
Really?
did. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't
remember-
get an Aquapus, Brian.
Well, I traded him a pedal for it.
Oh.
One of your pedals.
He really wanted to compress me.
He remember I asked you. I cleared it
I
with
know.
you
I'm
first.
just messing with you.
But yeah, so the Line 6 thing's real cool. So what else?
All right. So another thing that I've noticed. Have you ever heard of the MXR Distortion Plus pedals?
Yeah.
It's basically just tone. Volume.
Yeah,
and
you
gain.
taught me how to build one of those. I've been working
Yeah.
here like a week, and I asked you. It was so cool, man, because I'd known Brian like a little over a week, and I asked him a question that a customer sent, and he was like, you know what? Instead of me telling you and whatever, why don't you just come out to the house? So he walks me over to his breadboard and he teaches me how to build a Distortion Plus. It's just kind of cool, right? Why are you shaking your head?
No, you know what happened the week I worked here? Travis was like, I'm going on vacation, and you can take over my email.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't get to do anything cool.
What did I do? What did I do? When did I do that?
For, like September. You
I went
guys
to
out
Tennessee. Yeah, we went to the mountains.
fighting bears and stuff.
Was that your first week?
It was my first
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, it's first week. Because I trained him on how to answer the emails.
Was that when you made Lil Squirt?
No, she was already pregnant.
Oh, okay,
There's so
okay.
many jokes there.
I meant Marshall, your son.
Yeah, my son. It's my child.
I wasn't talking about your son.
So, anyways, yeah, the Distortion Plus. I don't hear it so much anymore, but I know several years ago, there's a lot of guys.
Let me interrupt. You know what would be a cool YouTube video?
What's that?
You showing how to build a Distortion Plus on a breadboard.
Okay.
I mean,
Really?
Yeah, I think people would dig that, man, because it's a pretty simple circuit.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You know, and you could. I mean,
Yeah, we could do that.
I wouldn't say it's like a beginner breadboarding thing because you have to know a little bit more
You gotta
about
know.
it.
Yeah, you gotta know like the
Yeah.
basics of
Right,
This
but
is
you
an
could-
op amp. This is a power supply.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah, so let's
Quantum
plan on that.
physics.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I forget where I was going now.
Oh.
I'm teasing you.
Okay.
So yeah, it makes a Distortion Plus type of circuit. So occasionally you'll hear guys say that it sounds terrible. It's terrible sounding distortion, worst thing ever. The problem is they're not using it how they're supposed to use it. Because if you run into like a Marshall or something that's already distorting, it is really good at like tightening it up, adding really good gain, and just fattening it up like crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's really good in that application.
I've never used one. I have, and I think a lot. And I'm not trying to make fun of you here, but I think a lot of it's because I'm not old enough. And what I mean by that is when that pedal was popular, it was like the 80s and early 90s, maybe.
Yeah, it was.
And I didn't start
maybe
playing
late 70s or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, I don't know, but I
forget
didn't start
exactly.
playing till like 96 or 97 or something like that. So
Well, in early 2000s, Ingve came out with like the Ingve model, right?
okay,
So it's at the YJM 308 or something like that.
sure.
Which is basically the same thing. It's just I think it had like a different chip in it. So,
Okay.
but I mean, yeah, and I know when it first came out, I think everyone was expecting to get like the Ingve tone,
right.
not understanding that the Ingve
He was
tone
running through a
was
plexi that's dime.
Right. You take
Yeah.
that pedal, stick it in front of an amp,
Right.
just doing that. Kind of the same thing you get when people are like, these fuzz faces are terrible.
Right.
It's like, you're not using it. Don't use it in front of a twin on two.
Oh yeah.
Or
or even even more like a Princeton on two.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah, that's interesting, and I want to go back to something you said. Oh, did you have something?
I was just going to say that in a way segues to like the questions we get about the Pinnacle. Where not all
only
of them,
vice versa,
but
right?
sometimes they're like, I like you were gone this past week, and I got 3 questions of people asking me if they should use the Pinnacle on the dirty channel
I
or the
wouldn't.
clean channel, and I was like, no, you want that's made for like a cleaner type of
Yeah,
amp.
okay. I was
You know
about to
what I
say, surely I'm not wrong about that.
Right.
Okay.
So, I guess here's why I'm approaching it. If you think you have a bad sounding pedal, maybe email the manufacturer and say, hey, here's my signal chain, here's my amp settings,
I don't
here's
know.
the guitar.
I don't know. One time, I emailed a guy about a pedal, and okay, I don't want to say any names, but I had this pedal, and I just didn't think it sounded as good as the YouTube videos that I'd heard, and I understand most of the time I've gotten that too, and most of the time you can tell a guy that ask him how he's using it, and it turns out he's just not using it correctly, kind of like
Right.
what we're talking about, not correctly, but what it's intended for.
Right.
And so I emailed this guy, and I didn't email it from a Wampler Pedals address. I just did it as a regular email, and so he probably just assumed I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like the head of the company that I was emailing, and it was, yeah. So finally I told him, I said, look, I work here. Like I kind of know what I'm talking about. And then he was like, well, can you take a video of it? And I was like, yeah. So I took a video of it, and he was like, nope, sounds like it should. And I'm like, dude, it does not. You know what I mean? Like, it does. I'm not asking for a free pedal. All I would like to do is like send it in and maybe have you throw it on your bench, and you'll hear that it doesn't sound like any of them that I've ever heard. But I want
to think who that would be.
I know who that is.
yeah. But anyway, something I want to go back to. And maybe you may not be able to say, but I'm going to ask you anyway. You're talking about the Ingve reissue.
YJM 308.
Right, yeah, right. You were talking about that, and you said the only difference in it is they changed one chip, right?
I think so. I can't remember if the diodes were the same or not.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's not real important to the point I'm getting ready to make or ask, I should say.
Input cap might have been different too,
but sure. But nerd, singular, because I have no idea what he's talking about. Nerd. But you work with artists, you know, I mean, name dropping here, but Brent Mason, Brad Paisley, Tom Quayle, you know, and I mean, for signature pedals.
Right.
So do you think that most artists know what's going on inside the pedal? And I know you can't expect them to know completely, but especially like that, like it's like when you do things like when you did Brad's pedal and you did Brent's pedal and you did, well, Tom's you kind of already had the basis for,
right?
But when you did those pedals, they were kind of original. They were new,
right?
But let's go to, and I'm not trying to call Tom out either. It's just a question. But like, with the channel 2 on the Dual Fusion,
right side or left side? Which one is?
That's left side.
Okay.
You told me that there was really only one major change circuit-wise. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have as much options with the mids and presence.
Right,
but as far
you
as
added
it being
something
the Paisley
to it.
drive, I added a whole nother stage after it. Yeah.
Okay, well, if you added a whole nother state, I guess my
Another gain
question
stage
would
after
be,
it,
okay, well, that's different then. So
I inverted the signal too.
sure you did, but well, actually I knew, but you inverted it with a non-inverting op amp.
No, it's an inverting op amp.
It's an inverting op amp. Okay, I was wrong then. But okay, so
That'd be really hard to invert the signal with a non-inverting op amp.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, that's why I had the question. That's why I had the raised eyebrows. So, but I guess what I'm getting at.
All the engineers are going to email me like, "No, it's not that hard to invert a signal with a non-inverting op."
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
dude.
I guess
that
what I'm
hard.
getting at is, do you think you could, not you personally, but do you think a company, like for instance, I've heard this, I don't know enough about it, but I heard that the Jimi Hendrix fuzz face and the regular fuzz face are pretty darn similar. I don't know, but do you think you could basically just say, here's a signature model because it's got an enclosure on it, and the artist would automatically assume that it sounds different because he wants to?
With
Kinda
a serious artist, I'd say no.
Right.
In my experience,
Yeah.
I mean, because
they're so discerning.
I'm sure there are artists out there that are like, I don't care what it is, just pay me some cash and I'll
And put
promote
my
it.
name on it.
You know,
Right.
I'm sure there are those guys, but
Right.
I know the guys that we worked with, and that's kind of the criteria. I don't want to work with that guy.
Right, like
Yeah, the guy that's not into it for the right reason.
One of my favorite things is you actually have a prototype of the Paisley drive, and I played it, and I was like, man, I actually like this one better. You're like, me too. I was hoping Brad would like that one, and he didn't. He was like, you know, it's cool, but it's not what I'm looking for. Try this, try this,
Right.
try this, and then obviously you guys settled on one, and you know, and I say settled because you wanted him to like a certain one.
Well, it's like my personal favorite was this one over
Right.
here, but Brad picked that one on the other side. But
Right.
it's his name.
It's his
So-
name. It's his pedal. You
Right.
know, build it, monkey.
Build it, monkey. Solder it.
Solder it. Is that what you said?
Solder
Solder.
with an L. Solder.
Solder.
Has an L in it. We discussed this last time.
But remember, Mark Knopfler has a K in it, but it's not.
different.
It's not Mark Knopfler.
I know. But
But you used to call him Mark Knopfler.
I know, but we're not discussing Casey. We're discussing L's. It's different.
Silent L's.
No.
No, all right. I'm not gonna win this argument.
No.
But okay, so yeah, no, that was just something I always wondered. You know, I mean, I agree though. I think the artists that are really crazy about tone, you know, and most of the reason you have a signature pedal is because they're looking for a tone they don't have.
Right.
You know, like we were talking to Carl Verheyen, and he was like, I'm looking for a tone in a pedal that, you know, I have to bring out all these amps, da 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 da. I was like, well, talk to us.
Right.
You know, and that wasn't basically saying, I like this pedal a lot, man. Can I put my name on it? You know, it was like,
It was just like,
It was
I'm
like,
looking for this tone and I can't
can
find
you
it.
do it? Yeah.
Can if I explain to you what I'm wanting, would you be willing to try
Right.
to design what's in my head?
right.
You know?
And with that, you were like, well, we don't even have to have a signature pedal. If you just want me to build you something, I'll build you something.
Right.
You know, one of the perks of being Carl Verheyen.
Well, yeah, I mean, the bigger picture
Mr.
though,
Van.
Yeah.
the bigger picture is how many people does that guy influence?
Oh,
you know?
of course. Yeah.
So if you can help him do what he does,
Dude, I got to tell you something. I had a gig last night, and I tried a Carl Verheyen lick. And it bombed so bad, I butchered it. It was terrible. I tried this lick, and oh man, it sounded like Max trying to do that one lick he always puts in songs.
It will work somewhere.
It will not.
Somewhere.
It will not work. We're in G.
Was that the one where like you're playing in one key and you told him to play in a
No,
different key?
no, I do that though. Yeah, I'm a jerk. But my favorite is he has this descending like I don't know, like tritone lick or something. It's pretty interesting, but like he's still trying to work it out. And we were playing one night, and we're just doing like this shuffle, just a blues shuffle. And he does this lick, and I go, "Whoa, dude!" And I think he thought like, "Yeah, I did good." And I was like, "We're in G."
It was way off. But like both people in the audience didn't even know it.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like nobody's here. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
The waitress was like, "Wrong key."
Yeah. But no, that's one of my favorite stories. And Max is like, "I hate you."
Yeah. It's been done worse.
No, the lick is cool. It is cool.
It's really not. It's really not. I'm just too stubborn to like let it go. I'm like, it'll work somewhere. Nogan's throwing the football around, knocking stuff over.
No,
Nogan won.
our rapping 17-year-old video editor, Nogan.
You can rap. You're doing
Nogan Marketing.
You're doing the Eminem. You're doing Eminem earlier.
Eminem.
He like-
Eminem. That's it. Yeah.
They're delicious.
Yeah. Guitar tone.
Speaking of M&Ms, check this out. So like, Travis was eating M&Ms before we shot this video, right? This podcast.
And audio podcast.
And the audio podcast for those who are listening. He had a bunch of M&M wrappers. I'm like, you gotta hide those so the cameras don't pick them. So I have my hat, and he decides to hide all his candy wrappers in my hat.
Yeah. Hey, you asked me to hide them.
Yeah.
I hid them.
So he hid them in my hat.
And now your hat will smell delicious.
I know. I'm really excited.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna drive home. You're just.
That's how I crashed my car again.
Remember when I almost made you crash?
Yeah. So there I was. No, I'm driving. I think home at the time. Yeah, leaving here, driving home, and Travis had left some like 5-10 minutes before me, so I wasn't even like really thinking I would see him or pass him on the road. And what happened was he had stopped for gas, got behind me, and I'm minding my own business. 55, set the cruise, da 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 da. Travis gets. And there's 2 lanes, and I'm in the right lane. He gets right behind me and just lays
in your blind spot.
in my blind spot, and just lays on the horn. Walk, and I do the Tommy Boy thing. It's like on the side of the road, swerve.
He's fishtailing going 55 miles an
I think he like somebody's merging over and they're honking or something. I don't know what's going on. I'm almost like pissed my pants here.
The look on his face was sheer terror. And like I look over at him because by the time he hits his brakes and jerks the wheel of his car to the right,
I'm all white knuckle like.
and the look on his face, and then I look back in my mirror and he's fishtailing half his car's off the road at 55 miles an hour. And like part of me was like, oh my God, I hope he's okay. But most of me was like, dude, I got him.
Dude, he fell up about the place. He called me. He was like, ah! Why are we friends? Why are we friends? Just crashed my car again.
So that's a good image to leave people with, right?
Yeah.
You have to watch the video to
You
see
got
his
to watch
face.
the video to see the face.
But speaking of, so if you guys have any questions or comments or, and we got into some good kind of geek talk, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
We went a little more techie.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions for Brian or really any of us, shoot us an email at podcast@wamplerpedals.com. Also, feel free to ask us questions and leave us any comments you might have on facebook.com/chasingtonepodcast. And also give us a follow on Instagram with the username Chasing Tone Podcast. So thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you next time.